This could be something that was written and said upon the passage of yesterday's insanity, that they are proclaiming it to be some kind of a new Independence Day for America. Yesterday was a bad day for America, a bad day for Americans. Unless, of course, you're uber wealthy and Donald Trump's tax scam is going to benefit you. But if you're working poor, middle class, it's not going to impact you positively at all. In fact, the poorer you are, the more harmed you will be from it. Nearly 17 million people will lose their health insurance, and people don't really talk about what the impact of that is. Look, I had cancer, colon cancer in 2022, and luckily had health insurance. But if I hadn't, it already cost us tens of thousands of dollars with health insurance. I cannot imagine what financial ruin we would have faced hadn't we had health insurance. And people are going to be kicked off health insurance. And invariably, thousands of those people will get cancer, will get disease, will have illnesses that they will be bankrupted by. Lives will be ruined because of it. Retirement accounts will be drained because of it. Republicans are gleeful over this, which kind of leads me to this thing that I want to do here. I love doing videos no one's going to watch. This will be another one of them. So maybe share this video. But conservatism for a long time has been intellectually incurious, unable to grapple with the inconsistencies of some of the messaging surrounding what America is and what we stand for. And on July 4th, I thought it's no better time to highlight some of those inconsistencies that are not new. They've not just reared their ugly heads. Frederick Douglass in 1852, on July 5th, 1852, gave a speech that has been come to be known as his 4th of July speech. And he highlighted some of this hypocrisy and this inability to grapple with the things we claim we stand for and the ideals of America while not holding true to them. And then if I have time, maybe I'll go through and read a little bit of the Declaration of Independence, which I know it sounds dry, but it's really not. It does apply to today, to right now. This is one paragraph from Frederick Douglass's, I'm having a hard time talking today, Frederick Douglass's 4th of July address. Obviously, this is about the horrors of slavery while talking about liberty and freedom and all these what have become jingoistic terms, and maybe they were always jingoistic terms. But this applies to today. This is not just about the original sin of this nation, which was slavery. This is what he wrote or said. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity, your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy, a thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. Again, this was about how an enslaved human being owned by another human being would perceive the raucous celebrations of our independence from the crown, talking about liberty and freedom from tyrants while being those same tyrants. And this inability to grapple with those inconsistencies continues today. This could be something that was written and said upon the passage of yesterday's insanity, that they are proclaiming it to be some kind of a new Independence Day for America, as Donald Trump grifts and profits off the presidency while kicking the most desperate and poor and hungry people off of programs meant and designed to help them. So listen, I'll read a little bit of this document that we talk about, that we celebrate on Independence Day, the 4th of July. This was written by Thomas Jefferson, one of the most inconsistent individuals of our founding period, owned hundreds of slaves, raped slaves, at least one that we know of, Sally Hemings. He had a love affair with Sally Hemings. You cannot consent when you are a slave, when you are property, when you are owned. And by virtue of not being able to consent, sex with someone who can't consent is rape. This is what Thomas Jefferson wrote. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights that are among these life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Are we in another moment where these words apply more? I'm going to skip down. The history of the present king is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He, meaning the king here, I'm just going to read a few of the injuries against the colonies that could be for today. These injuries could be stated as Donald Trump. So when I'm saying he, Thomas Jefferson obviously meant King George. I'm talking about Donald Trump. This was written in 1776. He has obstructed the administration of justice. He has made judges dependent on his will alone. Could be Donald Trump. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. Masked secret police of Donald Trump. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Donald Trump is deploying United States Marines to arrest civilians against the will of the governors of those states, California in this case. Declaration of Independence written in 1776. The same document the conservatives, oh, yes, freedom, liberty. Oh. He has affected to render the military independent and superior to civil power. We're not quite there, but we're well on the way. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfectly scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. Again, not quite there, but there are certainly mercenaries and government contractors that are being hired by ICE to go and harass the peoples in these United States. He has excited domestic insurrections among us. That one's pretty spot on, a little too on the nose that he has inspired, incited, encouraged insurrection against the United States of America. This was written in 1776. The words prior to that spoken by Frederick Douglass in 1852. And we continue to repeat the same mistakes year after year, decade after decade, generation after generation. While the right, these conservatives who want to act like we're the greatest country in the world, swelling pride. Again, unlikely this video is going to do gangbuster numbers, but let me tell you, this is important. Whatever the saying is about being doomed to repeat your history if you don't learn it. Here we are, folks. Here we are, being ruled by the same type of tyrant that our founders bemoaned. Anyway, what do you think? Where am I wrong? I would appreciate your feedback. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work, helping me produce these videos on a daily basis. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month right here on the YouTube. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. All these methods of support are very important. Help support independent media right now. Sometimes it seems like we're the only ones doing the fighting in the media landscape. Anyway, certainly citizens are doing their part. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. Happy Independence Day. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.